Has Convoy 2025 already been canceled? Was it because of the single TikTok and few tweets that I made? Am I trying to prevent Canadians to have their right to protest? Just wanted to follow up on this because there's a lot of weird sort of banter going on online, and it's a good teachable moment. So Government Corrupt is the account that started this whole protest idea. Here's him taking credit for it. I was the one that started this entire thing. It showed me how there are so many cowards living in this country. Since people like myself have criticized the problems with his protest idea, he's also said the people who want to shut me up are the ones running the PSYOP. First of all, if your protest is shutting down already simply because someone like myself has made a very simple TikTok video poking holes in it or criticizing why it's probably not a good idea, maybe your protest movement isn't all that it's cracked up to be. As a reminder, my whole premise was I really feel like this protest will just be used by the political establishment. The Conservative Party could use it, or the Liberal Party could use it to their benefit as well. It would not help the Canadian people. Here's a picture of Parliament Hill in 2010 when Stephen Harper prorogued Parliament. Future Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was also attending these rallies to protest Stephen Harper proroguing Parliament. So protesting the prorogation of Parliament is nothing new, and as we can see from that previous example, it's something that political parties benefit from or get on board with. My whole point with Convoy 2025 being about protesting Trudeau proroguing Parliament is this would probably just benefit Pierre Poilievre. Why would I promote a protest that would only benefit the Conservative Party of Canada? Need I remind you that there is ongoing court proceedings with people who are at the convoy. There's still these legal fallout of people who are protesting at the 2022 trucker convoy. I say that because the other direction this protest could go in would be benefiting the Liberals, i.e. maybe they will create some crackdown. Maybe they will try to make, flare up all of this media about how these bad people are back and try to use that to their benefit. But even aside from all of that, let's get down to the real teachable moment here, which is what is the point of this protest? What is the benefit? What do we think the people are going to get out of this? With the trucker convoy in 2022, it was very clear. We don't want vaccine mandates anymore. And that started to happen as the protest proceeded. Success. And that's what I'm asking about this Convoy 2025. We're protesting the prorogation of Parliament, which has happened before, and the outcome has only been to support the opposition parties. Maybe you want to say, no, we want an election now. We want an election now. Okay, what would that look like? How is that going to happen? We're just going to all show up there. Again, this is why I'm saying the only benefit, the only outcome of a protest like this would be we might as well all wear Conservative Party t-shirts and say, let's get Poilievre in there quick. And if that's what you believe in, then fine. Go do that protest. It's just something personally that I would not support because I don't support these establishment parties because I don't think they have our best interests in mind. And the guy who started this is like, it's sad how people in this country are too afraid to protest. They're too afraid to protest their government. And this is why I'm making this video. Do we not learn anything from the original trucker convoy? Since then, there's been all of these little protests going. There already was a Convoy 2.0, by the way, that was very embarrassing. And it's because of this ongoing problem that people who are frustrated with their governments can't seem to come up with a good idea of how a protest should actually go and what the actual outcome would be. We got lucky with the trucker convoy, and even that could have been more successful. The main problem with a lot of these right-wing protests is there is not a singular goal in mind. There was people doing like the fuck Trudeau things in the parking lots. The last thing was like a free the children or save the children convoy, which was sort of about vaccines, but also sort of about the gender indoctrinations in schools. It was all very unclear. And even the guy who organized this one, he has a tweet from yesterday. The flow of money. The central bank is the root cause. That's what we need to end. No central bank, no government funding. No funding, no mass immigration. Buddy is all over the place. He's all over the place with his messaging, with what he's trying to accomplish here. I am all for people, Canadians who are frustrated, to build something, to have a singular goal in mind, to try and accomplish something that will, make change in this country. But this idea, when we just take our desperation and our frustration and just show up in Ottawa and think that's going to change anything, I'm sorry. We've seen this time and time again that it does not work. And folks, let's not forget what happened right after the 2022 convoy. It got co-opted by the Conservative Party of Canada. All of a sudden, this establishment party is totally on board with being against mandates, even though they supported them the entire time. This was a disgusting display of controlled opposition of an establishment party usurping a political movement to their benefit. Poilievre rose to stardom as the Conservative Party leader while never speaking about Chris Barber, Tamara Lich, anybody who made major sacrifices to protest the vaccine mandate. So we know that if you are going to make a political movement or protest and try to change something, people are going to show up to try and co-opt that movement who are part of the political establishment. And I found it very interesting that even Government Corrupt in one of his tweets says, any call to action will be destroyed by chaos agents, provocateurs, controlled opposition, or useful idiots. And he's right. But the problem is, with the simple criticisms people have made of your prorogation protest, you haven't really addressed any of my claims of like, hey, won't this just be used by establishment parties to their benefit? Still haven't answered that. And look, I know things are frustrating. Greg, why can't you just let people protest? You can go and do that if it's going to make you feel better. I just want a real solution. I don't want to give my enemy a political football to bat around. And it really seems like that's what this protest would be. Something that establishment parties can use to their benefit, not to the benefit of the Canadian people. The solutions are going to be boring and hard work, guys. It's not going to be an easy solution to turn this country around because, as I just mentioned, any sort of political movement will try to be co-opted by those already in power. What I'm personally doing is I've started SafeFreeSpeech.ca. I've become a free speech watchdog in Canada. Anyway, I'm just giving you an example of this stuff takes a lot of work. You can't just take your frustration and show up on Parliament Hill and think that you're going to turn the country around. And one last thing as well, Government Corrupt said, people are still blasting out videos and posts about me. I'm living rent-free in their head. Yeah, you have over 100,000 followers. I'm making videos about this because you're spouting a bunch of nonsense or you're not sending out a good message. So I'm just clocking you on that because I think it's important for people to understand how politics actually works in this country.